Hi everyone. So Queen Luna made an early appearance tonight. Hi. You wanna go uppies? Come on. Let's go uppies. Say hi to everybody. They're only here for you, not even me. Oh no. Oops. Drop my water bottle. Hold on, guys. My big ass jug. This thing hit the ground and felt like an earthquake. Alrighty. Are we ready for some readings? Hopefully you can hear me. Oh no. Let's see. There we go. Hopefully you guys can hear me now. I might have been talking to myself, so sorry if I was. I have with me Queen Luna here, bright and early. Say hi, Luna. So I'm going to be doing some readings from, I have a few different decks here. I haven't gotten some new decks in a while that I've been excited to show on stream. I have these three. See if I can. You all know the oh no. It's so ghetto over here, y'all. Sorry, Luna. My ring light literally the piece of it came off. Okay. Let's try this here. Gotta roll with the punches. I'm gonna see if I can wedge it on for the rest of the night. I don't think that's gonna work. But I need my light. Let's see what I can do. I went to engineering school for a reason, right, y'all? Let's see what stuff I can use to prop this up. It might be a tarot after dark kind of day. There we go. All right. It's so janky, but here we are. Got to get a new ring light. Put that on my to-do list. Anyways, and then I messed up my camera. How are you guys doing? Hope you are having a great Friday. So anyways, what I was saying is I'm really excited to use some of these decks. If you're on my Discord, I'm sure this one is pretty familiar. I shared that I got the Cowboys and Aliens. And then this one is the Therapets. And of course, my Elridge Overload deck. So that is going to be, these are going to be the three decks I'm using. If you would like a more detailed reading to include all or some sort of, wow, I can't spell, or type rather, combo of these decks, you can use my tip link in the description. And let's go ahead and get started with our community read. Also, shout out to Luke, my lovely mod tonight. Thank you so much for helping out as always. Let's see what Therapets has for us. This is kind of like an affirmation deck. And let's see. Let's try this out. It's kind of like an affirmation deck geared around like concept of pets. And I saw this on another tarot reader's live stream, and I just had to get it. I had to. So we have let's just deal with today. You can deal with tomorrow. I love this. I feel like I need this as a poster at work. Yeah, it's just sometimes life is lifing, and sometimes work just feels like I feel like I need to get everything done today, but in reality, I don't. Let's pull something from our Cowboys and our Cowgirls and Aliens. Sorry, I want to say Cowboys and Aliens so bad because of the movie. All right, here is our card. This is the Scientist. If you guys, when I put my flip through out, This is the card that like I kept being drawn to. I really love this card. Um, oh, my lights are out right now, so hold on. All right. This is the scientist. It says, I will share my creativity with the world. So I just feel like paired with this other oracle card, it's like our affirmation card rather, it's like saying, hey, you don't have to do everything today. Eventually the world is going to see all of the hard work that you're doing, all of the things that you have been putting into the universe, your manifestations, all of that. Just give yourself time, let it happen, and go with the flow a little bit. Let's pull. Really, Luke? What makes you flip-flop between it so much? And then we have here the navigator. I will take control over my own destiny. So if you're not going to be dealing with stuff today and you're going to be dealing with it tomorrow, that means you are taking control over the things that are not a high priority or things that you can reprioritize. And honestly, that's awesome. It means that you can start to put out the things that you want to put out and start to share with the world the things that you want to share. And I kind of like this pairing in a weird kind of alien meets animals kind of way. Alrighty, guys, so we have a few folks in the queue. Hi, everyone. I said hi in the chat, but I'll say hi out loud now. We have Ari, Sassy, Libra, Mariana, and Ave. I will say Ave. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Okay, I'm going to get the deck all shuffled. Ari, you are up first. And just a reminder for everyone, Luke did put a reminder. I don't do third-party readings. So I'm not going to do how so-and-so feels about you or what they're thinking or their intentions. That's their business. And if you want to know, you should just ask them. All right. Nice shuffle going. I'm so in love with the Eldritch Overload deck. Every time I pull it out so rarely because I feel like I have a hard time putting it back. All right. It just has such a beautiful riffle shuffle. Like, just sexy. Honestly, Luke, I could see how it wouldn't necessarily fit into your collection because it's very pastel. You do have like animal nature-y stuff, but not in this kind of way, in the cartoony, pastel-y kind of way. So all right, let's see what is going on, Ari, between you and N. Just a reminder, guys, I am a girl slinging cards on the internet. If there's ever a time that you feel that a situation is dangerous or could possibly be leading to danger, please disregard anything that my cards may or may not tell you and listen to your gut. Rather be safe than sorry. So that is just my disclaimer. We have the Queen of Coins. Sorry, I'm gonna move around here. We have the Queen of Coins, aka Pentacles, the Knight of Cups, and the King of Wands. Ooh, we were just all over the place with court cards today. So in the center of the reading, we have the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups can be hit or miss in one way or another. And I think that in this way, it's probably leaning to that this is a really, really charming person, maybe borderline on the narcissistic side where they feel like they can manipulate or entice people into whatever it is they want to pull people into. So I would be very leery about that kind of behavior, about that kind of person. On the other side here, we have the Queen of Coins and the King of Wands, and I feel like that is where your energy is shining, where we have the Queen of Pentacles, who In general, the king and queen, they are very sure of themselves. They're very confident. They understand what it is that they need and don't need, how to put their best foot forward, and so forth. And the Queen of Pentacles, she has the ability to truly root and ground herself in a very good way. And grounding in a situation that feels very turbulent is really, really important. So the Queen of Pentacles, I feel like, is asking you, like, in this situation dealing with N, you're going to be asked to really, like, recenter yourself and regain your own energy and separate it from N's energy. So I don't think that it's necessarily going to benefit you to continue on with N, but I think that there are lessons learned from having involved yourself with N that will allow you to grow in the future if you take those lessons on. So on the other side here, we have the King of Wands, and that's where I feel like, if you embrace a lot of these lessons that, in these past experiences you've had with him, with N, can really help you understand your place in the world that you're building for yourself. So the King of Pentacles, or King of Wands, sorry, I'm a Pentacles girly, so I'm all stuck on Pentacles. King of Wands, he imbues fire, she is earth. They complement each other in a way that is neither fueling nor explosive, nor but also doesn't mute each other out. So it's a very neutral, just symbiotic kind of thing between these two energies that I really enjoy. The King of Wands is really asking you to be confident in how you envision yourself in the future. And he could be a Leo. He could be embracing some of that. And to be honest, so to be honest, I think that there is a healthy balance here. But the Knights are so impulsive. It's so easy to be sucked into their nonsense sometimes. So just be careful about letting that happen. The Kings, the Queens, if you embrace that energy, they're very good at sussing out the nonsense and sussing out the bullshit and putting that aside and distancing themselves from it. The problem here right now is N is still intertwined in between these two energies. So I would recommend that you should continue to separate yourself from them. So, like, what I mean by that is, block them. Don't engage if they find other ways to contact you. Don't meet up and go to events and stuff with them, stuff like that. So embrace your king and queen energy here. Don't give in to the charming nature of this Knight of Cups. Good, you blocked him. I think you made the right choice. I don't think that there is I don't think there's anything that benefits you from staying in contact with N. So yeah, I totally think that you should be wary of seeing him again. And if, like, you guys happen to be out and about and cross paths for whatever reason, I would just hi bye. You gotta love those unknown numbers, right? Like, always, if it's not one thing, it's another. Cheyenne, I do tarot readings. I don't do stuff with, like, fairies and stuff like that, though. But you are free to ask something else. I wouldn't be surprised either, Ari. Sassy Libra, you're up next. People like that, especially if they tend towards, like, narcissism and stuff like that, they are hard pressed to give up easily. So until they find someone else to cling on to and suck their energy. I'm still dealing with like a weird, maybe it's because the lighting is out. Like the camera is blurry on the edges here, and I don't know why. Maybe I have to clean my lens. Oh yeah, that's not good behavior. Luna disappeared after my light fell, but I'll let her know you say hi. All right, let's see what blessings await Sassy Libra. Oh gosh. Yeah, you're welcome, Ari. Good luck with that. I know that can be really stressful when people are hounding you like that. All right, Sassy, let's see what the universe has in store for you in regard to your creativity and writing. We have the I believe this is the Eight of Pentacles. It's hard to see. Eight of Wands, sorry. The Tower, and then the King of Pentacles. I'm stuck on Pentacles today, guys. Just like ignore me. So, 1 second. I don't want to change the music. I'm not vibing with this. Hey, Paulo. Okay, this is good. So you have the Eight of Wands, the Tower, and the King of Pentacles. I think that there's a little bit of I think that you are gonna you're gonna discover that you're gonna have to do what feels like almost starting from scratch with your writing. So the Tower here is indicative of just like sudden changes, and it's the suddenness that scares people, and that tends to make people weary when the Tower comes around. But a lot of times, and in this instance, I actually think it's for the best. It's really like breaking down your walls as a writer and starting from scratch and building up from the foundation. And I think that you will see a new side of yourself when it comes to that type of creativity, especially if you feel like your writing has, while it might have improved, you might have reached some benchmarks, it still might be feeling a little stale or stiff or just missing that oomph. And I think at the core of this, the universe is saying like something is going to trigger you to just completely reassess how you approach this side of yourself. I feel like this is something that's going to happen very soon, if not already. Sometimes I tell people the trigger to it could be the Tower reading, or sometimes the trigger has already happened, and that's why you're asking for the reading to gain clarification. But whatever it is with the Eight of Wands, it's something that has either happened already or is like right on the cusp of happening. Because there's a lot of energy around the Eight of Wands. There's a lot of changes that are happening or about to be happening. There's a lot of movement overall. Wands imbue that fire energy, and the eights in particular, like you can see all of these in traditional Rider-Waite Smith. These are wands that are like flying through the air, but you can see these arrows, which almost makes it seem like go, 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 go. So I think that, if things have been feeling a little stiff or stuffy in regards to your writing and just overall creativity, this is asking for you to just like really just immerse yourself in it for a little bit. Really start to feel and reconnect and start to get all of that energy flowing around you. So the cool thing about the Eight of Wands, you're saying you feel something big is coming. I think that's like when stuff like that is happening, I think that's our intuition. It's like feeling how like, you can feel the static in the air before a lightning strike, that kind of thing, where you just feel you're at the precipice of a lot of energy bursting out. And because it's paired with the Tower, I think it's going to be a very quick thing. So I don't personally, based off of what I'm seeing, feel like it's something that's already happened. I think it's on the horizon of happening. But that doesn't mean that if you, hindsight's 2020, right? If you look back and think on it, you might see little breadcrumbs that have led up to this moment. On the other side, on the outside end of all of this, we have the Tower, which is a lot of change. We have the Eight of Wands, which is a lot of movement. We have the King of Pentacles. He is our stable king. He is grounded and rooted. And I feel like this is just a sign that you are going to get through this period where it's going to feel like a lot of things are changing. It might feel like things are a little intangible in terms of where your creativity is going to actually land. But at the end of it, you're really going to come out feeling much more confident and much more rooted in who you are as a writer. And it feels almost, it feels very much like Crash Course that's going to be thrown at you, or like it could be like you suddenly discover a community challenge in that regard. There's not much like community in this reading, but there's layers of this that could definitely be missing in this 3-card spread. But I think that it'll totally be worth it from what I'm seeing with the King of Coins, gaining confidence. It might be something that with the Pentacles here that you could actually monetize in the future if that's something that you want. Or at least being able to get a few tips here and there if you don't want to go full like writing career. Yeah, there we go. It's great you've been getting more recognition in that. Hopefully this ends up being a fun journey for you. Just like you said before, the Tower can be a good thing. You just have to embrace it in order for it to be a good thing. And some people are a little scared to do that. Alrighty, Mariana, you are up next. Go ahead, put your question in the chat. You're welcome, Sassy. All right, Mariana, what awaits you in the next 2 weeks? What awaits you in the next 2 weeks? You have the Ace of Wands, I think this is the 7 of Cups. Yep, 7 of Cups, and the 10 of Cups. So I think the next 2 weeks are going to be a new journey for you in regard to. Hmm, um, are you dating anyone specific, or are you trying to find like that one person? Because I'll kind of explain why I'm asking. So the Ace of Wands indicates to me that you are going to be starting like a new something new regarding your relationships and romance and all of that, and so you're single. Okay. So the ace to me means that you're going to meet someone over the next 2 weeks that is um really going to spark something in you in regards to um that connection between you guys. I think that it's going to come on hot and heavy if looking at how it's mirrored with the 10 of cups, but I think in the middle there's going to obviously be a little, I say obviously, I don't mean it like that. There's going to be a little hesitancy because it'll feel like, well, I just met this person, or I only barely know this person. I shouldn't lay it on hot and heavy, even though like intuitively I feel really like great about this person. Maybe I should weigh my other options. But one of the things about the Seven of Cups is like, yeah, it's okay to weigh your options, but you have to also be able to determine like what in those options are just you, just in your head, right? You in your head in one way or another. What things are just not real, but you're kind of forcing these options because you're nervous about something else. So, this being at the center of your reading really, it worries me in a little bit of the sense that it could hinder you from this part of it. So just be careful when that happens. I don't. It's definitely not something that's intentional. I don't know if you've done that in the past where you might have found what feels like a good relationship, but you get hesitant for one reason or another, and then end up pushing it off. Um, oh, fear because of a past marriage. That'll do it. Um, that'll yeah, that is hard. I would say that, take this tarot reading, and I'm sure there are things that um highlight themselves to you as I was talking. And I would say reflect on them and, keep them in your mind, because if you think about them, you don't let them kind of sit in your subconscious. When things pop up and your brain starts telling you to no, run, or this isn't, or there's something else that's out there, or maybe you should weigh your options, you can see, is it because there's something, sorry guys, is it because it's something that's actually happening, or are you like hanging on to past traumas? So being able to discern what's really worth, you putting something off versus something that you're just putting it off out of fear. I think that's a great way you put it, is fear because of that past marriage. You really don't want it to hinder yourself from these things. This is your spark of the something new, and then all the way to the 10, which is like closing out a chapter, and being able to meet that there's like an air of success in both the ace and the 10, and being able to close out that chapter in a happy way in regards to the 10 of 10 of cups. But yeah, I think the next 2 weeks are going to be good. Maybe a little bit of a challenge for you to get out of this space, get out of your own way. But if you're able to do that, you might have a good time over the next 2 weeks. Seems like a fun journey. All right, Ave, you are up next. Are you guys doing anything fun this weekend? I'm going to see Jurassic World and I'm like super stoked. Also, don't forget to like this video. It helps with the algorithm. Um, I think this is going to be a quiet, short night, which I can't say I'm disappointed in because I get more time with I get more time to hang out with the cats. And I can figure out like what the hell to do with my light here. I kind of like the little ambience that it sets being off to the side, but I got to figure out this blurriness. Like the outskirts of the camera are blurry, and I don't like that. Hmm. Luke, would you like a reading before I wrap it up for the night? Which one are you? Oh, Apollo. Okay. The joys of having black cats and trying to figure out which ones are under the desk or in like Alrighty, Luke, what's your question? What a lovely day. Sure, just use exclamation point join to join the queue. Or Mercury retrograde got you nervous, huh? Do you want a card, Luke, from Therapets? Do you want an affirmation? Like just a general affirmation? This deck is huge. Like this is a normal oracle size. Look at that. Like monster. Okay. Thank you. What a lovely day. All right, Luke, let's see what your affirmation is. Oops, hard to shuffle. All right, affirmation for Luke. Oh, it's gonna be okay. A little golden puppy. Okay, let's see here. Let me pop your question up so I don't lose it. What's coming this Mercury retrograde for Luke? Ooh, we have the space pirate. I will find the silver lining in whatever life throws at me. So I feel like that means Mercury retrograde might be, in the microwave for you a little bit. But like the Golden says, it's going to be okay. And I think you get this message a lot of just being able to find the joy in situations, regardless of, what's really going on. Your other card here is the Cyborg. I will accept my emotions, not defined by them. That is definitely you, making sure that you are not letting your emotions run you to ground. Don't let them get the best of you. Let's see what Tarot has for you for Mercury retrograde. Oh no, dropping crap. It's way too early in the night for me to be dropping stuff. All right, one more card. Mercury retrograde usually doesn't cause too many issues. It's stuff like this, like my light breaking or like my mic not working as it should, and it's really nonsensical stuff. So you have the Four of Coins, the Three of Swords, and then the Nine of Swords. Mercury retrograde might be a little stressful for you, but I want to caveat, Luke, like when I give readings that lean into like future predictive kind of stuff, um the future is nebulous, and one of the things that I tell people to try to avoid is just because tarot says things aren't going to go to plan or go the best, don't end up accidentally manifesting it. Instead, it's your warning to find ways to mitigate it or to pivot or something like that. That's the way that I really want people to take from readings like this that lean more future, where you are taking control how your future looks. Sometimes hopefully you guys can hear me okay. Let me see. Okay, sorry. Restream gave me like a notification like, hey, we're trying to reconnect to your okay, there we go. Sorry about the snafu. Anyways, I was saying, like be careful about manifesting what I'm about to say. So I'll start in the middle. The Three of Swords. I think that things are going to be really disappointing over Mercury retrograde for you, but I don't think it has to only be disappointing. I think there is room for like, thank you. What a lovely day for confirming. There's room for healing from that disappointment, that grief, that whatever that emotion is for you. It's just not necessarily going to be the easiest thing to do. You just have to make sure that if you are, make sure that you are intentional about how you go about it, right? The reason I say that is because on one side here we have the Four of Coins. This is really about protecting your energy and like conserving your energy, keeping things. What the heck? I told you guys, Mercury retrograde messes with me when it comes to like electronics. Everything is on my end. I think things are going crazy. You guys are probably not seeing this. Anyways, I think that part of what will help you through it is protecting your energy. Just maybe being a little more still during this period. Don't take on too many new things. Whatever you've already been working on, just continue to work on, and like be a little stingy with your time. Sometimes people don't like the word stingy, but I feel like sometimes you're allowed to be selfish. You're allowed to be stingy. It's your time and you stick with it, right? Thank you for the follow, Iridescent Order. Yes. Between the two of us, we are a mess. I would definitely be the one in like the robot apocalypse where my entire house is a smart house and it's torturing me. So anyways, with this Nine of Swords, this is a very highly anxious card. So this is why I kind of gave that caveat in the beginning of the reading about being careful about manifesting the things that you are worrying about. because some of this feels like it could be manifested from your own anxieties about being in Mercury retrograde. So you don't want to create your own disappointments. You don't want to create your own sadness. You know what I mean? Like, there's a part of it that is definitely going to be fueled by you. So if you get ahead of that and really be intentional about, it could even be more affirmations, like just maybe pull an affirmation a day, or not a day, that's a lot, but pull an affirmation every few days if you're feeling a little like on edge, and something to actually focus your mind on. And you can make that your mantra. Like for now, your mantra could be, "It's going to be okay," says the yellow lab, no, golden retriever. There we go. I couldn't think of my dogs. Smart House scared you as a kid? Luke, you gotta watch. Okay, hold on. I'm sorry, I'm getting so distractible, guys. Let me see if I can find it. There's a show. Oh, Cassandra. It's an international Netflix series. You should watch Cassandra, Luke. It's not horror in the sense of what horror usually is. It's like thriller suspense, I think. But if Smart House scared you, yeah, definitely watch Cassandra. Hi, Jean. Yes, find your center, Luke. I believe in you. Thanks for letting me test that pairing. I love all these cards together. Oh yeah, it's 100% unnerving. Okay, what a lovely day. Go ahead, put your question back in the chat for me. So Cassandra was like a smart house that had been decommissioned, and these people moved into it, and then they accidentally restarted it, and then like calamity ensues. Ugh. Yeah. Oh, are you in Central Time, Jean? Hi, Luna. You want to go uppies? Come here. Go uppies. Say hi. Say, I'm back. No talking? Okay. Okay. Your fans already left, Luna. I'm sorry. Okay, what a lovely day. Let's do a message from Spirit. Last card. We have the Tower, we have the, what is this? King of Swords, and then the Lover's card. Tower is our only repeat of the night so far. So I think there's a few things. There's a few things that I think that are impactful. I'll start in the middle because it's your only non-major arcana card. This is the King of Swords, Luna. I'm sorry that you can't be the center of attention. Sorry, my boss, aka Luna, is anyways. So the King of Swords, I think that this is a sign that Spirit is really like telling you this is a time for you to really like lean more so into the logical side of yourself and less in the emotional side of things. The King of Swords is extremely cerebral, very logical, very thought based of the court cards. Kings imbue that air energy, swords imbue that air energy. So while there's a lot of movement there, it's very, very intentional. But at the same time, I think that there's a little bit of a warning about letting that, like, sometimes we have to lean into the more left brain side or right brain, I don't know, the more logical brain side of ourselves in order to like handle a situation that we're being put in, which is what I see here with the Tower and the Lovers card. Um, and you kind of forget to be human. There's like a humanity side of things that you're losing. So I would warn against leaning too so far into it that you lose that empathetic, like emotional part of yourself, right? I know, Jean, it is weirdly quiet. So on one side here we have that Tower card where it suggests that something is going to be upturned for you. There are going to be some changes and upheaval, and that come on fairly suddenly. You might feel it. I mentioned in a previous reading with someone else who also got the Tower, is sometimes we can like feel it in our bones that's happening, but you don't know what or where or why, and it still ends up being a surprise because of that. So I think that, like, even though you're feeling it, it's like saying like, okay, you know something's happening, so put on your like thinking cap, put on the logic side of your brain and figure out how you can navigate, you know, something that is going to be thrown at you when you don't necessarily know what it is. And I think in doing that, it'll end you up here with the Lovers card. You're going to end up at a crossroad here. And I think part of the Tower is breaking down those walls, almost, you know, like going back to that core essence of yourself and being able to build up from there. And in that instance, you have to decide how that's going to happen and what that's going to look like in regard to the situation that you're in. It's a little vague of what that is specifically. This is one of those readings where, like, if I was doing one of my private readings, I would like to like dive down into these cards. But I think regardless, you're going to end up in a crossroads with this Lovers card. You're going to have a lot of decisions that you're going to have to make in regard to how you're going to rebuild your walls and rebuild from the foundation up, and who you're going to be in that instance and in perpetuity, I guess I'll say, or just in the future. we all change, right? So anyways, so I think that it's maybe going to be a little scary. I always mention, like, the Tower doesn't have to be scary. What makes it scary is the whole concept of the unknown. But there's this level of control that I think you have. You just have to embrace it, which can be a little hard to. Luna, you get up just to hop down. So I think embracing the fact that you're going to have control over this, even maybe not completely, but at some point, and especially at the end, and how you take the next step after is all going to be on you, should give you the confidence and like reassurance to know that, you know, things might be a little scary and turbulent for a little bit, but you're at least in control of how the future is going to look from there. Thank you, Luke. Don't forget to like and subscribe. All right, Jean, I'm going to make you my last one. I'm going to close the queue off. Everybody who's in is in. Well, it's just you. I'm finishing up with you, Jean. So go ahead, put your question in the chat. Sure, let's see what your connection with your Virgo friend looks like. See what you need to know about it. You have the Six of Swords. Sorry, the hollow is so hard to read from the side. Knight of Cups. This is our second repeat of the night. And the Page of Coins. Page of Pentacles. So the Knight of Cups always gives me a little bit of pause, especially when it's at the center of the reading. This is the second time that's happened tonight. The Knight of Cups is very charming. They can lead, so that can be good or bad, right? Some people are just naturally charming. It is what it is, right? Other times it can lead into personality traits that are not the best. I think that there's this almost childishness that is surfacing, pairing the Knight of Cups with the Page of Coins. Might have always been there, it's just maybe you weren't aware of it. And the Six of Swords is what gives me pause about it. Oh, when I say repeats, it's like, so I like to point out when we as a community, or when I'm giving readings, like common themes are popping up, because I feel like we're a community, so we share energy, right? And it's just a thing that I do. I don't know why I do it, actually. So if he's being flirtatious, right? I don't know. Let me read what I see in the cards. The Six of Swords is really about moving on mentally from things and putting things that no longer serve you in the past. Paired with this question and what I'm seeing in the cards, it feels like maybe you should step away or maybe cool it with this person for a little bit and see how things pan out. Because pairing the Knight of Cups and the Page of Coins, it almost feels like they're trying to dig their claws in a kind of way. The Page of Coins has this sort of long-term ambition about them, but pages are like the youth of the court cards, so sometimes that can manifest in a very childish way, and paired with the Knight of Cups, it feels like it could be a little manipulative, just like as something fun to do, and there's really no depth to why they're doing it. It's just something that they're doing because it seems like it might be a good time for this short period of time. Now, on a caveat, it's one of those things where I would dive in a little deeper into this. I don't think it's necessarily malicious. I just think that this is a childish behavior. So I wouldn't go as far as like in a previous reading when the Knight of Cups popped up. I was like, this is leaning very like narcissistic and stuff and toxic. It doesn't seem that far. I just think that there's a little growing up that needs to happen, and I think that like there needs to be a little bit of distance between y'all while that happens. And I don't mean that to be like you don't have to block them or anything like that. Just mentally set the expectation that you guys are friends, or you're gonna be your friends, and like don't engage in the flirting. If you're the type of person that has a hard time doing that, maybe that does require some physical distance. But that part is really up to you. That's for you to decide and figure out if you could handle that. I think it's variable from person to person. So yeah, I think they're just not necessarily malicious, just a little annoying and childish, I guess is kind of how I'd sum it up if I had to pick a short phrase. I like that you say he's totally a chicken. That's really funny. So, Gene, I don't like to make those decisions for people, um, because I don't think that this is necessarily malicious. Um, and because of that, I think it's up to you what you can and can't handle, right? Like, I'll give an example. For me, someone being annoying and childish, but in a friend group, I can handle it. But if you're doing that with like me at a personal level and it feels like you're trying to like pull me into your nonsense, I don't like that, and I will distance myself. So it depends on your boundaries, your personal boundaries. For this, if this were me, me, I would probably distance myself a little bit. And what I mean is I probably wouldn't have one-on-one time with them, but if they were in a group with me, I wouldn't care. Stuff that's probably how I would set my boundary, but everybody's boundaries are different. So I want you to, based off of the reading, and you can always come back and listen to it again and kind of like let it soak in a bit. See how you feel about it, and you can always just check in with yourself at the end of the day. One of the things I like to do with my readings is make sure that I at least try to empower you guys to feel like you can take control over the situations that are happening around you as much as we can, right? I feel like I feel like sometimes people just switch up in such surprising ways, and you sometimes you're just not prepared for it at all. But yeah, I would say so. Like I was saying, back to my example of how I would handle it for me. Um, if I found that they were starting to act right with my friend group, then yeah, maybe we could have like one-on-one time again. But it's not going to be like, oh, I want one time in the hopes that we could possibly date. It's more like uh, every once in a while, I hang out with just one of my friends. We'll go grab a drink or go see a movie or something like that, very platonically. So yeah, I would just go off of your boundaries and what you can handle, and then go from there. And other people would probably say, I don't like that behavior, I'm cutting you out, and like you're dead to me. So it totally depends. I don't think there's any right or wrong way to do it, just what's right for you. Yeah, I hate when people switch it up like that. Thank you for the follow, Demonic Mouse. I love Twitch usernames. They are always so interesting. Whereas like YouTube usernames are really like, this is my channel and what I do on my channel, or this is who I am, or like a general nickname of who I am. So it's so cool. The difference between the platforms. Trying to get back into Twitch, it's hard. Alrighty, guys. I'm going to wrap it up for the night. Time to watch some Drag Race with the cats. And you guys have a good weekend. Make sure you are subscribed to my channel. On Sundays, Priscilla and I are going to be doing our Tarot Time podcast. We're going to talk about like the decks we own that we feel embody us. And yeah, I think it'll be a fun discussion. That is only on YouTube for my Twitch folks listening. So join us over there Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard. Yeah, I'm happy you caught me still demonic. I'm gonna call you DM. Um, but yeah, I'll be back on Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you guys have a happy Friday, have a happy weekend, and I will see you in a week. Bye.